Hello and welcome back to Premier Destiny's live Q&A sessions. We are very excited that you're able to join us today. So this is Paul and Joan from Premier Destiny, and we do have these live Q&A sessions on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. So thank you for joining us. For those of you joining us for the first time, you may not know, but Paul and I are transformation experts. We guide and coach and mentor aspiring business owners, current business owners, and ambitious professionals to go from the ordinary to the extraordinary. Because we believe that life is abundant, right? And everyone deserves to be successful and prosperous and have fun while doing that. Okay. So let's get started here. We have a question today from Greg. Greg is in Reno, Nevada. And his question, let me read his question so I don't misquote him. He says, or he asks, how do I handle adversity within my business to ensure that my business remains resilient? Again, how do I handle adversity in my business to ensure that my business remains resilient? Thank you so much, Greg, for sending in this great question. We are so excited to respond to this question today because we know it's not only going to benefit you or anyone in business, but it's the strategies and tips we're going to be sharing with you here today can benefit anyone. Okay, they are broad. Okay, and adversity can happen to anyone, not just business, right? Life happens, as I say. So these strategies and tips can be applied to any circumstances or challenges in life. All right. So it's for everyone. Okay. So again, welcome to Premier Destiny's live Q&A session. And we're taking Greg's question about handling adversity in his business. But like I said, whether in business or not, whether you're thinking of getting into business or not, this can apply to you as well. Okay. So in business, okay, we like to say if you're in business, you should look at strategy or know that adversity is a constant companion. Take adversity to be your constant companion. I know nobody wants to think that or accept that, right? When it comes to mindset, want to project positivity. But the fact of business life is that things happen. And many times, this could be things out of our control, external factors, extenuating circumstances. They happen. You could have a competitor set up shop next to your office or on the same floor as you. As a matter of fact, we were in an office building once, and before we knew it, there were three other competitors on the same floor. Did we ask for that? No. Okay. So that could have been an adverse situation, okay, for some companies, okay, but we knew better. All right. So these are things that we really cannot control, but they do happen. That's why we say consider it your constant companion. And if you stay close to your enemy, you know how to work with them, right? Okay, so again, like I said, things happen, competition happens, technology happens. As we know, it's changing day by day, especially with the advent of AI. Okay, many are just finding out now, but it's been around for a long time. All right. How about government regulations? The government may pass a policy that or some regulation that adversely affects your business. Things happen, but we have to be prepared. We have to know how to handle these things. Okay. Being in business for over 21 years, Paul and I have experienced our own share of adversities, believe me. But we've been rolling with the punches, right? We're rolling with the punches and we just keep growing stronger and stronger. So we're going to share some of the tips and strategies that have helped us remain resilient and continue to grow. All right, Greg. So let's start with a little story that most of us are familiar with. It's the story of Einstein, okay? Or Thomas Edison, not Einstein. Thomas Edison is the one who discovered or, you know, pushed forward the light bulb concept, the light that we have today. But as we know, he went through so many trials. I believe 10,000,
Mhm.
10,000 trials to get to the final product.
Unsuccessful attempts. Yeah.
Okay, 10,000 unsuccessful attempts. Most people would have given up way, 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 way before.
Yep.
Okay, so he was resilient. Okay, for your business to be resilient, maybe we want to try to figure out what he went through, the type of mindset that he had in our entrepreneurial journey or even in our life's journey. Okay, to build that business that can withstand the storm and remain strong and resilient. So, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to discuss some of these strategies and tips that will help you, Greg, and our vast listening audience today to just remain strong and keep going. When adversity happens, we need to do what we need to do to remain afloat, to stay in business. We're not going to, it doesn't matter the degree of the adversity, some basic strategies and principles and tips have to be in place. Again, the degree of the adversity will require that we adapt, we change, we're more agile, know how to respond to each a specific situation, right? But
More nimble, as I say, more nimble.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be turning over to Paul to take it away from here. Start sharing some of these key strategies and tips that we've, picked out for you, Greg, and everyone listening today. As we always say, there are always so many ways that we can resolve problems or strategies, but we usually tend to look at some that we think are fundamental, right? And those are the ones that we'll be sharing with you here today. So, Paul, how is Greg going to handle adversity in his business?
Thank you, Joan. Thank you, and greetings, everyone. Welcome to our audience. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so delighted to share these ideas with you. And thank you, Greg, for your question um, about how do you handle adversity within your business,
Mhm.
and how do you ensure that your business remains resilient, and I would even say does even thrives, right? Not just
Mhm.
resilient, thrives, because that's important. That's what you want. You want your business to grow and not just be where it is, but even get bigger and better and more successful, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So we're going to talk about some strategies here and also some examples to help you, and of course, and folks who are listening to be able to see how this is going to help them, because like John said before, this is a question that can apply to anyone. All right.
Mhm.
It sure is about business, but it can apply to life, right? Because
Yes.
oftentimes our life also rolls into our business life rolls into our personal lives, right?
Tell me
And
about that.
vice versa, right?
Yeah.
One of the concepts is effective problem solving. Effective problem solving is a cornerstone. Um, in fact, one can say often underestimated hero.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, the whole process of building, resilience in any business. Okay, we have to be. It's a silent engine that keeps business and businesses not just afloat, but ahead in a race during
Mhm.
tumultuous times. Uh, because as we know, there are different mind types. I hope you guys know there's different mind types. There's the problem-solving mind type.
Mhm.
There's the
Innovators
innovator
mindset,
mindset. The different types of
giver
mind.
mindset.
Giver mindset. That's right.
Mhm.
And so problem solving is a mind type that can help you. And they have the different traits as well. You
Mhm.
know, those who have this mind type have an innate ability to handle any problem that comes up. They just know what to do. They
Mhm.
can figure it out. Uh,
That's right.
they're the ones that if something comes up, they just go. It doesn't. They don't get frazzled by it.
Mhm.
Okay, they welcome whatever challenge comes up, and they're ready to go. They
Mhm.
look at they look at challenges as opportunities to learn and grow from it. That's who they are. That's just who they are, problem solving types. They want to analyze issues objectively and break
Mhm.
them down into manageable components. That's one of the things when we're in a situation where we have adversity, that's one of the things we have to do. Analyze situations, because oftentimes, we get scared just by,
Overwhelmed.
well, not just overwhelmed, that's right. We
Mhm.
get scared. Fear sets in.
Mm.
And of what happens when fear sets in, we get frozen in our tracks, right?
Yeah.
We can't do anything because we're scared. But the important thing is to, step back, analyze the problem. What is it?
Mhm.
What does it look like? Break it down. What are some management parts that we can handle this? Start looking at solutions. Develop effective strategies to overcome those challenges, okay? Because any challenge, I believe, is a chance for us to learn and grow,
Mhm.
okay? And if we look at it from that vantage point, we can always benefit from whatever challenge or adversity we may be faced up with. One of the
Mhm.
great examples of problem solving in action comes from none other than the tech giant, Apple.
Mm.
Back in 1997, 1997, the company was on the brink of bankruptcy. Steve Jobs, who had reassumed the position of the role of CEO at that time
Mm.
during this crisis, made a series of unexpected and daring decisions. Okay, he simplified the company's product line, focused on
Mm.
innovative design, and most shockingly, he made a business relationship with Microsoft at the time.
Mm.
Okay, which was unthought of because Microsoft was a rival. But he decided to create a business relationship, a partnership with Microsoft. These problem-solving decisions that Steve Jobs engineered at Apple not
Mm.
only made Apple recover from the brink of bankruptcy, but
Mm.
propelled them to bigger and unprecedented heights. And today, Microsoft today is one of, I mean, Apple today is one
Mm.
of the most
Covet
profitable,
coveted.
coveted, right? I mean, I think it's the most wanted, you know, some will even say, much more the most successful tech company out there in the world because of those decisions, folks.
Mm.
Problem solving mindset, okay? Problem solving ability that Steve Jobs was able to engineer in the company back then.
Mhm.
Another thing you may want to consider is adaptive innovation.
Mm.
Consider the adaptability. Adaptability is a big part when we face adversity and want to then, grow from there and be resilient.
Mhm.
Okay, consider the story of Airbnb during this global pandemic that we've been through,
COVID.
right? Which does not seem to want to go away, right? I mean,
Mhm.
all right. I mean, travel restrictions could have spelled doom for the hospitality industry, and it did for
Mhm.
some companies.
Absolutely.
I mean, some companies just went out.
Yep.
Okay, they went out. However, Airbnb pivoted, promoting staycations. We got a new word out of it, staycation, right? Okay, and remote working environments, allowing them to bounce back
Okay.
stronger. These innovations that Airbnb put in place
Mm.
allow Airbnb to bounce back, and even become stronger. Some say from this adversity. Okay, what are the lessons there? Adapt your offerings in response to changing circumstances, whatever they may be. Try to
Mhm.
adapt to whatever changing circumstances you may find yourself. Listen to the market, anticipate change, and be ready to pivot. Okay, because change, folks. I mean, as I said, change is the only one of the other constants, right? Change will come. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when. It will come.
Mhm.
Okay, I think even in our experience being in home care, we had to also make some changes because of COVID.
Yeah.
We had to be flexible. We had to adapt to certain service changes. You know, virtual work
Virtual
was
work.
a big part of it. I
Yeah.
mean, providing PPP equipment for our people.
Telehealth.
Telehealth was a bit. So we
Mhm.
had to adapt. Okay,
Mhm.
it was a new world for all of us, but we had to adapt to survive. And by adapting, we didn't only survive, we thrived out of it because there were some
Mhm.
lessons learned. Okay,
Absolutely.
one of the other things also is financial resilience. Okay, financial resilience is an important part of helping one, or Greg in this case, go through adversity. Okay,
Mhm.
you have to be financially agile, financially nimble, if you will. During economic downturns, cash flow becomes paramount. All right, cash flow becomes paramount. Companies like Telsa have demonstrated by scaling back production plans, focusing on the best-selling models, and streamlining their workforce to weather the storm. Okay, this approach involves making tough decisions early to you have to manage your cash. One of the things you might want to consider also is having a line of credit,
Yep.
having a line of credit for your business. I mean, this financial cushion can help you maintain operations during lean period, and invest in whatever you need to
Mm-hmm.
invest in. If it's technology or enhance the quality of what you do, the work you do, it may be able to help you. I might have to add also that it's helped us.
Yep.
All right. I mean, having a line of credit has really helped us in our operations, in our home care business, so that we can be able to manage things when we have challenges that way. So it's
Yeah.
something you might want to consider.
Yeah, if I may add, the more financially, or the more cash flow you have, the more financial agility you have in your company.
Mhm.
You can even adopt new technologies, new systems to help you remain in business or grow stronger, develop more effective and efficient operations. But if you don't have that financial wherewithal or that capability, then you are stuck,
Yeah,
so to say.
absolutely. No, you're
Okay.
so right, John. Thank you. Thank you for weighing. That's really important. Strong leadership is also an important strategy that Greg should be able to implement to help him get out of adversity. You know,
Mm-hmm.
practice mindfulness. Okay, it means being present. Okay, being aware without judgment. Mindful leaders listen well. They respect
Mm-hmm.
others' viewpoints. Right. They're less reactive, which enhances decision making capabilities. Okay, you want to communicate your challenges openly with your team. Provide support, right? Such as emotional well-being programs to help them cope during with the demands of the job. You want to be a leader that's listening to your people, okay? Because in those challenging times, there's lessons to be learned, and if you listen and you're part of the team, you
Mm-hmm.
know, then you pick up these things and you see where the support needs to happen for your people. Okay.
Okay.
One of their strategies also is to be optimism and realism. Optimism and realism is the key to strike a balance between having a positive outlook and being practically realistic. Okay. Take the example of Colonel Sanders, who started Kentucky Fried Chicken,
Yeah.
KFC, for example. Okay, at the age of 65, right? I mean, he faced numerous rejections and failures throughout his life, but remained realistically optimistic and determined,
That was some optimism,
leading to the birth of a
right?
global. That's
That
right.
was some
That's right.
optimism at the age of 65
Yes,
to
yes,
start,
yes. So
a
he
world
was,
chain.
yes, he was optimistic, and he put some realism in there as well.
Mm.
But see what he built. A global fast food giant, a brand that's all over the world today. Because he was able to, have the optimism in there. He believed in what he had to do, he was doing, and he went out and made it happen.
Mm.
Okay. The other thing also, you want to leverage technology.
Yeah.
Leverage modern problems require modern solutions, right? In fact, one of our teachers used to tell us that the the thinking that got you into a problem is not the same thinking that's going to get you out of it. Think
Mm-hmm.
about it. The thinking that created a problem is not the same thinking that's going to help get you out of it or help you solve it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which also means that if you find yourself, in adversity, you have to think differently. You have to approach it differently. And those things are going to help you. Companies, again, come talk about technology, leveraging technology. Companies like Netflix have thrived, by embracing technology. Remember, they used to be able to deliver their movies through the postal service. Okay, they used to deliver DVD through the postal service. Now, what are they doing? You're streaming online now.
Mm-hmm.
They anticipated shift in the consumer behavior, right? And met that audience on the platforms that they preferred. Okay, so these are some things that Greg, you can consider, to help you again, really, really survive. Not only survive, not only grow your business, but thrive during adversity, and things of that nature. All right. I hope these are helpful, and I'll turn over to Joan to help us bring up some of the strategies and
Wow.
suggestions that could help Greg and folks out there benefit.
Thank you so much, Paul. Greg, I hope you're listening. I hope you are taking notes. And anyone watching today, feel free to reach out to us, okay? Because we're just giving you the tip of the iceberg here,
Yes.
all
Yes.
right? We can't really dwell um, on any of these strategies or tips. We're giving you a whole lot. So we're just giving you like an overview. But if you do need more information, please reach out to us. We're going to be sharing our contacts here shortly. But Paul has started already giving us so many valuable insights here, strategies and tips to help anyone um, remain resilient in the face of adversity, whether it's in business or in our personal lives, right? So I would like to share some more insights, okay? And I just want to highlight an indispensable component that is often overlooked, okay? And it doesn't get the attention, the appropriate attention that it deserves. And that is the entrepreneur's mindset. Okay. Paul talked about leadership, strong leadership. But what is the mindset of that leader? Okay. In the case of one's personal life, it could be the individual. What is your mindset? Okay. He talked about mind types already. But what is that mindset? It deserves a closer look. Okay, when adversity comes, we all know about Harry Potter, right? And the creator of Harry Potter, JFK,
J.K.
J.K.
Rowling's.
Rowling's,
Mhm.
how she went through so many hurdles, so many challenges. Nobody wanted to, produce her movies, and so forth. So her
Publish her
books,
books.
publish her books, and all the challenges that she faced, right? But she was unwavering. What was her mindset? She was not moved. She had an unwavering mindset. She was determined because she believed in her creation. Okay. So in building resilience, we're not only looking at strategy. As they say, strategy is 5%. Okay. Mindset is 95%
Of success.
of success. So be it business or otherwise, So mindset is key. It's the foundation to building, to withstanding adversity. Okay. So it's not just the strategy, the financial cushioning, line of credit, like Paul talked about. We have to have the right mindset. And for someone in business, they ought to have a growth mindset. Okay, a growth mindset. You have to embrace challenges as opportunities for invaluable learning, opportunities to learn, to see what you can do better, what went wrong, and what you can do better. They are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. Okay, look at those adversities as stepping stones. For us in home care, Paul talked about that earlier. We do have our own share of adversities. It could be increased competition, but what happens? That gives us, gets us thinking, how do we make ourselves stand out? What unique selling propositions do we have to offer? What added value do we have for our clients, right? To make us stand above the competition. So those are adversities, you know, but you have to embrace them as opportunities for you to improve your services, your service offerings. Okay. Um, you may, in home care, giving that example because we're in home care, you may consider specializing in your service offerings, right? Your scope of services. It may be specializing in dementia, right? It may be specializing in what else?
Short-term care.
Short-term care,
Staffing for hospitals.
yeah,
Niches.
niches, um there's this other one I'm trying, long-term care,
Correct.
insurance, right? So you may,
Veterans care.
veterans care, there are so many other things that you may want to consider, and just you hone in on them as your niche and specialize in them so you stand out from your competition. All right. So some of you may know that I'm a thought leader with the Forbes Business Council, and I'm working on my current article is on leadership mindset. So I hope you'll be checking it out when it comes out. But what I'm trying to share in this article, I'm not going to give you all the scoop now because then I'm letting the cat out of the bag. But in short, it's the mindset of a leader. In business, they say, the CEO has to work on the business as opposed to in the business. But I'm trying to bring in a different narrative that we need to find a way to simultaneously embrace those two mindsets. Okay, so that can help us also um, face adversity or these challenges head on and grow. Okay. One other thing that we haven't talked about is Preparedness. Be prepared. So it's good to have these strategies in place for, you know, when adversity hits. But how do we make sure that we are ready, right? How do we make sure that we are ready? I think it's Benjamin Franklin who said, by failing to prepare, we are preparing to fail. So we have to prepare, knowing that adversity is our constant companion.
It's coming anyway.
It's coming anyway. It's not if, but it's when it's coming. We have to prepare, right? We have to prepare. Your employees are your most vital asset, of your company. Start by cultivating a strong team. Okay, cultivate a strong and versatile team. You know, maybe you want to engage them in training sessions, mindset training. We just did that. I believe it was late last year or early this year. For our team, you know, provide trainings for them to grow. Okay, for them to be more adaptable, for them to have the right mindset. All right, invest in your team's continuous learning and diversification. Okay, something that you can also do to prepare is to encourage cross training. We strongly believe in that. You know, everyone should know something about the next person's job, especially those within the team. And we really promote that by developing standard operating procedures, SOPs, that we have for each department. That way, anyone in that department knows what needs to be done in case someone is out. Of course, you have folks who specialize in certain areas. I'm not saying everybody is a jack of all trades and stuff like that. But with this in place, it's easy to cross train. All right. And then your team becomes very resilient. If someone is out, we hope not, any natural disaster, they can jump in place, step in, and keep moving. Okay. So cross training is key. In also another thing to consider in the preparedness is try to simulate what you may consider your worst fears. I'm going to jump right into saying, for us in home care and those in healthcare, it's the audit, right? The state surveyors knocking on your door 9 a.m. Monday morning. They are here to survey or audit your company, you know. So what did we do? We decided a few years back to implement tri-annual simulations, okay, of that event. In the event that the state comes knocking, are we prepared? So we've implemented that, and it's really helped us. It's work in progress, right? Because now and again we still find ourselves a little, I don't want to say frazzled, but excited that they're here. But because we have this system in place, team members, managers feel more comfortable and they are not so, tight or uptight when the surveyors come. Were you going to say
Oh yeah, I was
something?
gonna say, you put yourself in a situation where you anticipate these
Yes.
situations to come up, right? You prepare
Mm-hmm.
for it,
Mm-hmm.
because like they said, you know, poor prior performance.
Poor prior practice,
Yeah, yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Oh,
Prior, proper prior
planning.
preparation planning prevents poor performance.
There you
Right, the six P.
go.
Yep, proper prior planning prevents poor performance. So if you prepare ahead of time,
Mhm.
you're more likely to overcome the challenge and even do better.
Yeah,
Right, it's not going to scare you as much.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
proper prior planning.
yeah. Ask your team, what if this happened? Look at your worst case scenarios, things that could really go wrong, and then try to prepare. Okay, try to ask questions like, what are we going to do? And then simulate a situation. Okay. But one thing that I wish we had said this earlier, Paul, I think it's we need to go back and think about our why.
Mhm.
Why are we in this business? Okay. We must have a compelling why. Okay. And that is going to be the foundation
It is.
for endurance,
It is.
for enduring that adversity.
Yep.
If your why is not strong, you'll be gone.
Yep.
I mean, let's face it, many companies went down with COVID-19. Not
Right.
that their whys were not strong. I'm not saying that their whys were
Went out
not
of
strong.
business. Hmm.
Yeah, they went out of business, but In some cases, they're like, forget it. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna go ahead
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
But I mentioned, I keep mixing up her name. I think it's
J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling, talked about her persistence because she believed in her product.
Yep.
So what is your why? Let that why be so strong and so compelling. Paul talked about Tesla earlier. At one point, they almost went bankrupt,
Yep.
but they stayed because they believe in their why. Their passion is to, I think, is to curb carbon,
Yep. Emissions.
the emissions,
Yeah. Green energy.
green energy. So they kept going. So when your why is very strong, you'll be able to withstand that adverse situation. Continue learning. Don't.
And let me just add also that whatever adverse situation is not going to last forever, folks.
Yeah,
Right? I mean, it's not going to last forever. I mean, COVID has not lasted forever. Right? It's
it's
gonna
still there
it's
somehow,
gonna
but
come and
yeah.
it's gonna go. Right? So again, the important thing is to be resilient to put up with whatever it is for that period of time while you're going through that challenge, knowing that
Mhm.
it's gonna be out of here at some point, and you're gonna be stronger for it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Continue. I talked about just keep learning. Don't assume that, okay, I'm at this level of my business, this is where I wanted to be. So I'm going to just rest on my laurels and everything is fine, because things happen. Adversity is going to come. So continue learning, continue looking for ways to advance your systems, improve efficiency of your processes. Networking is another way where you collaborate with those in your industry to learn more and just make those vital connections that you may need to lean on in times of adversity. All right, Greg, I think with these strategies that we've talked about here, you have a bagload full of, ammunition to withstand any adversity and just welcome it, resolve it, move on, and keep going.
Yep.
Okay, so I will let Paul round up for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you, John. Great. Boy, hasn't she been great? Awesome. Awesome. Good
You
job.
too.
I was just going to say, folks, that adversity, as we talked about in business and in life, is an unwelcome guest, right? It's an unwelcome guest, but one that we know that teaches us, hopefully learn from it, and is going to make us stronger, okay, and better for it, right? So that's the attitude to have. John talk about the mindset. That's the way we have to look at these things. When it comes, they're not to destroy us. If we face it with the right mindset, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of why this strategy that Joe talked about can really, really help. And again, our business, what we do with Premier Destiny is all about mindset change, transforming lives and businesses for that matter through mindset shifting, right? And you can check us out at premierdestiny.com. Like Joan talked about, we're just scratching the surface here, folks. This is scratching the surface. If you want more detailed information, reach out to us at premierdestiny.com and we'll be able to look into your situation and see how we can best help and serve you. Okay. So we encourage you to check out our website again, www.premierdestiny.com, and where we have a lot of information that can help you.
Yes.
You can also email us at support@premierdestiny.com. That's support@premierdestiny.com, and our website is on here. You can see the ticker has our website on there, and you can follow us also on our social media handles, okay,
Mhm.
at premierdestiny.com, and then we'll be able to help you. All right. Again, thank you for joining us today. It's been a spirited discussion. We hope
Yes.
you've learned some. We've had it's been great for us just being part of this today. And
Mhm.
we'll look forward to sharing with you again next week. Same time, same place, 12 noon Eastern Standard
Standard
Time
time. Mhm.
next Tuesday.
All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
Thank you for
So
joining us today.
remember, Greg, and everyone watching or listening, that it starts resiliency. Building that resilience starts from within.
Yeah,
Okay. And you, as a leader, you have to have that right mindset that you pass on to your team, and then you have a stronger company or business to be able to withstand any form of adversity. All
absolutely.
right.
It's an inside job.
Yes. So we'll leave you with that, and we'll see you next week, same time. Till then, life is good. Make the best of it.
Have a good day, folks. Bye
Okay.
for now.